A very good morning to you on this lovely Monday morning. Today I wanted to actually touch on how much really deep and often very uncomfortable emotion there is flying around at the moment. Flying around on a personal level, but also on obviously a hugely collective level. And it is the collective level that can seem like the most overwhelming and the most debilitating. And I am recording this today in response to many of my clients who have reached out over the last months to actually ask for homeopathic support and QTT support, but mostly remedies actually, for the depth of feeling that is coming up for them at the moment, triggered by the horrendous events in Palestine, the wanton violence and ceaselessness of it. And what is coming up for many of my clients is huge amounts of grief, of sorrow, of a sense of powerlessness, a sense of, for many, deep anger and frustration, and a whole gamut of other things as well. And all of those things, sometimes all at once. We have had some really transformative one-to-one sessions. And I wanted to actually feed back that not all of them, in fact, very few of them, needed an actual homeopathic remedy. I'm very grateful for my QTT skills for that outcome and my ability to be able to enable my clients to feel more resourced, more resourceful, and able to fully connect with what's in their hearts and what feels aligned and truthful to them. And what it's led me to want to say today is just a reminder, really, that culturally we have been groomed, if you like. We have been and are expected to suppress untidy emotions, to put them away, and not to be overly emotional. And yet that is what makes us really human. And one of the first questions to ask when we're feeling things is there something wrong with that? Or is that actually a healthy response to whatever the trigger is? And I'm aware that often collective grief, sadness, anger, whatever it is, collective events can actually open up old wounds, old griefs, and old unresolved, stuck energy around losses, griefs, cruelties, frustrations, powerlessness, all of those things. And it can be overwhelming. It can be debilitating. It can take us over, and not in an empowering way. If that's the case, then yes, we need help. We need support. We need perhaps a remedy to enable that to move on and not become everything that we are. But mostly, when we can actually explore those feelings and understand them, and understand and differentiate between what is personal to us and what is actually in the air at the moment, in the very air that we breathe and the water that we drink and the food that we eat, that it is not unhealthy to feel those feelings. It is when we suppress those feelings, when we don't give them air, when we don't allow them to breathe and to be expressed, that they become stuck, chronic. And that's when we actually start to produce physiological expressions of that. We will start to do pathology, if you like, if it's there long enough. So try to be conscious of the difference between I am feeling something really deeply and I can also feel joy. I can also feel pleasure. I can also feel love. I can also feel gratitude. There are moments in my life that I enjoy and that I take pleasure from, and that I can give that joy and pleasure out still. And it's not inherently stopping me from leading my life in the way that I want to lead it. And I'm also able to make, perhaps better choices about where I spend my money and whether I'm inadvertently supporting something that I am vehemently against. And maybe I can channel my anger and my frustration in a constructive way. Taking to the streets, banging pots and pans. There's a call, by the way, tonight, Monday, 6:00, for all of us to stand outside our doors and bang our pans. Don't know whether you feel that will be useful or not. For some of you, that might be a really excellent way to vent, depending on where you are, of course. I don't know that anyone would hear me here, but there you go. So that's a digression. But we don't always need a remedy to stop us from feeling, is what my main message is today. That when we've been groomed not to feel, then we might automatically be reaching for the use of remedies or something else to stop us from feeling, because it doesn't feel comfortable. And if we allow it to play out, if we give ourselves time and space to go, no, this is what I'm feeling right now, and perhaps 10 minutes later, if I allow this feeling to come to the surface and to play out, and I can be fully in it, it will pass. Whether it comes again, because obviously this stuff is going on constantly, that doesn't matter. We only have the moment. And if we allow it to pass, then we can feel something else in sometimes a matter of minutes. That's not being fickle. It's not being disloyal. It's not, abandoning empathy or any of those things. It's purely part of our complex human state. And we are bloody wonderful at feeling all kinds of feelings and channeling those, if we're conscious of them, in a way that is congruent with however we value things. And it is only when we get stuck in an emotional reaction that becomes debilitating and that is actually in the driving seat without us almost knowing, that is driving our behaviour in a destructive way, that we need some kind of external intervention, a remedy. So if you feel it's disabling you to be feeling these deep feelings and that you are unable to function in a way that you would regard as healthy, then I would urge you to reach out to somebody, a health professional, or think about what are the resources you can do that will help you to ground. I mean, literally grounding, going outside, put those feet on the earth. What else could you do to actually give yourself the time and space to resolve those feelings, even, moment by moment? But if you need to have somebody professional to help you hold that space, to explore those feelings, and perhaps to separate what's yours and what's the collective, and allow a more healthy integration of those emotions within your own deep self, then a health professional, that's what we're here for, basically. So do reach out. And if you just want to have a chat, then book yourself a free clarity call using the link with this video, and we can decide whether you think it would be fruitful to have a one-to-one session, or whether actually just a free call is enough for you to actually be able to access the resources that you need to navigate what's going on in the world at the moment. I think that is all I've got to say today. I hope it makes sense. It is inherently just a reminder that we don't need to fix feeling things. We actually fix them by feeling them and allowing them to play out and to pass. This too shall pass. And inviting all the other emotions in as well. So just a reminder of that. And go lightly with yourself. For anyone who feels deeply affected by everything that's going on at the moment, go lightly with yourself, gather your resources around you, and don't be afraid to reach out, even if it's just to talk to friends or join a group or rattle those pots and pans, whatever it is. Just be kind to yourself. That's it. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for watching. And do leave your comments. I welcome them.